Hey beauties, Kenya here, and I'm back with another video. If you've never seen my face before, go ahead and click that subscribe button below. But if you have, as always, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing our May Faves and Fails. I decided to delay this video because I wanted to make sure that this was uploaded in June. This video is going to be pretty short. There wasn't too much that I had an opinion on this month, so I guess let's just get started. So for my first fave, we're going to talk about this lipstick that I'm wearing right now, and I was actually very surprised when I put this on because it's from Smashbox, and I don't know about you guys, but I haven't bought a damn thing from Smashbox in like years. So I was really surprised to see that they had come out with something that I actually really like. This is called Brains and Bronze. It's part of their Be Legendary Liquid Metal collection of lipsticks. They have tons of other colors. They have some that I believe are also not metallic. There were some that I kind of felt like, oh, I might want to buy this, and oh, I might want to buy that. But as soon as I tried on this color, when I tell you it was gorgeous, and I completely fell in love, and I just knew from that moment that I wasn't going to put this down. And to be honest, I haven't even worn it that much. When I do wear it, I get a lot of compliments on it, and I absolutely love it. It's actually not very drying from the times that I have worn it. It's a little bit sticky. It's kind of thick, but it's not too thick. I don't know if that makes any sense. I definitely think this lipstick is perfect for anyone who has a similar skin tone to mine, but I also haven't seen it on any other skin tones, but I absolutely love it. It's definitely one of my favorite lipsticks right now, even though I haven't gotten a chance to wear it as often because it is a little bit of a shocking lipstick, so you know, I tend to stick to nudes during the week. So really that's all I have to say about that one. Okay, I know I look hella scary now that I took my eyelashes off, but this is only just to tell you about my next fave for the month of May. This is the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Water. So a friend told me about this water one day when we were working out, and she let me try hers. The first time I tried it, I wasn't very convinced. I don't know, maybe if it was the brand, which I thought it was Garnier, but it was green. That's what I remember. And I thought it was okay. I was just like, It has molecules in it called micelles. And when you shake it up, they mix in the water, and when you put it on a cotton pad, like I'm going to demonstrate for you, as you drag it over your face, it helps trap dirt and makeup. Here it says you can wipe away dirt, oil, and makeup without harsh rubbing, leaving skin perfectly clean and refreshed without over drying. I'll say the first time I tried this one, which says it removes waterproof mascara, I kind of felt like my skin felt a little bit oily after, even though it says that you don't need to rinse. Whenever I remove my makeup, I'm always going to wash my face. That is no matter what, that's gonna happen. So them saying I don't need to rinse, that's not advice that I would take. I would never not wash my face after using this. Maybe in the morning if you want to wipe off some sebum, but even then, I mean, I wash my face in the morning, so it definitely does a great job at removing makeup. Right now, I only use makeup wipes when I'm at the gym, and I just want to get my makeup off really quickly, and I don't want to carry around two things here, and then I'm kind of scared that this is going to spill in my bag. But when I tell you, I am obsessed with this micellar water, so we're just going to give it a nice quick test here. I just shook it up. I have 2 little cotton pads here, and I'm just going to pour about that much on there. For it being water, it's kind of pricey. It's like $10, but when I tell you guys, this does an amazing job. So you're going to see me, I have this, nothing on it. I'm going to wipe it on my eye. I'm just leaving it there for a few seconds. Most of my eye makeup is off right there. I don't know if you can see that clearly. Here, let me get up close and do this. So that was just with one wipe. I'm going to do the other side for you. Don't mind my nails because I don't have my acrylics on right now. You know, with one wipe, it already does a lot. So I'm just going to wipe 3 more times here. For this just being some sort of water, it does a pretty good job at wiping off my makeup. I feel like I just have 2 holes of no makeup right here. So, I'm just gonna wipe away, and I think this is so much easier than, trying to use a bunch of makeup wipes. And, makeup wipes are expensive. I run out of those really quickly, so I'm just putting a little bit on 2 pads. I just like to use 2 pads just because, when one gets dirty, I can easily switch to the other one. But 2 pads does the job for me, depending on how much makeup you wear. Might do the job for you. And It wipes it off so easily. And I just feel like, you know, usually with a makeup wipe it needs to be like this big thing that you rub all over your face. And just with these two little pads, my face is practically clean, and now I can just go wash my face. I mean, it took most of my mascara off. Not all of it. I'll say mascara might be a little bit harder, but I'm sure if I poured a little more and rubbed it a little bit, it'll take that off. I also have eyelash glue, and that tends to stay on my little itty bitty lashes forever. So my next faves, and honestly the rest of everything I purchased, actually comes from NYX. I went on a little like spree at the NYX store a few weeks ago, and I finally found out that they have single shadows, and I know a lot of people are coming out with single shadows now because that's kind of the way to go. No one really wants to buy like a palette anymore that has like 20 colors that they don't use and like 6 that they do, especially since the Z palette came out. And you know, the Z palette has a little bit of controversy, so you know, especially since these magnetic palettes have come out. I purchased 2 of their single shadows. Of course, I have yet to wear them. The first one is called Showgirl, and it's this beautiful, like, red. Honestly, it actually really reminds me a little bit of the lip color I purchased. So now that I see that these go so well together, I can totally do a look with both of them. Stay tuned for that coming up. I will leave the price down below. I'm pretty sure it retailed for about $4 or $5, which is pretty good for single shadows. I think they retail around almost the same thing at Makeup Key, which might be $6 to $8. So this being a drugstore brand, it's pretty good for a drugstore. And it fits in my Z palette completely fine. I actually need another one of these. I'm running out of space and I keep dropping it, so all of the shadows are everywhere. So the second one I purchased, and I don't know why I keep purchasing purple shadows, but I have an obsession and I will keep doing it until the day I die, even though I don't wear that much purple. This is called Harlequin. I can't remember if I purchased this because it was a slight iridescent color. I'm pretty sure it is. So both of these colors look great, I think. They're pretty pigmented shadows, nothing out of the ordinary. I'm not going to say it's like a Juvia's Place style pigment, but I will say that it's good for the price point. You can definitely stock up on these. They seem to have a really good array of colors. I just didn't want to buy things that I already had something similar to, so maybe I'll just bring my palette there next time. Next, we're going to go into a category that I think can be labeled between fave and fail. It is this NYX Total Control Foundation Drops. I have the color Deep Sable, which when I first put it on, it looks completely perfect. As the day goes on, it oxidizes to a very weird color. And so whenever I wear this foundation, I get a lot of people saying, "Oh my god, you have a tan." And I'm looking at them like, what? It took me a while to figure out that it was actually this foundation that was causing people to say that. So this is what it looks like when I first put it on, which seems to match my skin color pretty well. But as the day goes on, it really seems to turn into a very weird and grayish color. And I'm not positive if it's just this color, Deep Sable, which is why I haven't labeled it a complete fail. But, you know, it still looks okay. Like, it doesn't look bad, but it also isn't a color I'm used to on my skin. So sometimes I'll see myself and I'll be like, oh, something looks off. Like, and I mean, maybe it's just to me. Like, I'm sure everyone else will say it's fine, but it's a very sheer foundation. I think it might remind me of one of those NARS sheer drops, or I don't know what it's called, one of the NARS sheer glow maybe, or the Makeup Forever water-based foundation. It really reminds me of that, and I don't think this is water-based. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. It has that same consistency and it's very light. Like, I don't feel like I can put this on my face without color correcting and or having a thin layer of concealer over my dark spots, because especially since it turns that weird color, I feel like my dark spots would definitely show through and kind of show through as a weird color as well. Although I would end up using this foundation for my lighter makeup days because it feels more like a tinted moisturizer to me. I still feel like I'm going to end up needing to quickly put some color corrector or something on my dark spots because it doesn't cover it very well. And I'm sure it's buildable, but given the issue I told you about with the color, I don't think I want to build it up because I'm sure it'll look crazy. So for now, Gustavo. Sorry, you guys, the cat. So for now, I am going to keep it. I'm definitely just going to use it as, you know, like, oh, I'm running errands or something that I don't want to waste, like my regular Laura Mercier mixed with the NARS foundation with. And that said, I think this retailed for about $14. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll leave that below. Like I said, with everything else, you get what you pay for. We're just going to move on to our fails now. I only have one fail, but it is also from NYX. This one I really wanted to like. So the whole reason I even went to the NYX store was to get one of their brow pencils. For my brows, I used to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, that's what it's called. So that's what I was using for a long time and I loved it, but I just, like, it ran out so quickly and I kept getting tired of buying a new one, like, every 5 seconds, especially because I've been working out at lunch during the day, so I'll put it on in the morning because I'm in a rush, I'll put it on during lunch because I'm in a rush, and you know, I don't have time to do the dip brow unless I'm going out for the weekend. If I was using it that much and I had to spend $20 a pop on those, it was a little crazy. That just started adding up, and it seems like brow pencils are just really expensive for no reason, to be honest. I mean, I know brows are like super important, but like people go through these pretty easily, so for it to be so expensive, like, it's just annoying. But I like the convenience of a pencil, so I went into the NYX store and I tried to look for the equivalent of the Brow Wiz, which I have purchased before at my beauty supply store, but the one I purchased was kind of light, so especially when my hair is like kind of dark, it doesn't really go that well. So I decided that I need the color espresso, and of course they didn't have it at my beauty supply store because there's probably like 2 other black people around me that go to this beauty supply store and they buy up every single thing I need. I went to hopefully see if I could find that espresso, and I couldn't. The only color for espresso that they did have was in this giant pencil, which kind of reminds me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills angled one. Is it called the Brow Definer? It's really thick. This kind of reminds me of that, except it's a 3-in-1 pencil. It is very thick. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see the tip. Just the tip. Just the tip. So that's the tip of the first part of the pencil, and I mean, it's a little too big for my liking. I kind of need something that is very small and defined so that I can define the ends of my brows. The way I like to do my brows is I like to outline it and then fill it in, and it makes it really hard when I have a tip this big, and that sounds crazy. And it also makes it really hard to do the brush strokes at the beginning of your eyebrows because, I mean, although some of you guys are born with a lot of eyebrow hairs and, you know, it makes it so nice for you just to fill in the ends of your eyebrows, I am not. And so, therefore, I need to make those little fake strokes, and I can't do it with something this big. They're just gonna look like giant caterpillars, and it's not cute. So the second part of this is a brow gel. I mean, the brow gel isn't bad. That's probably the only part that I actually really use of this. And then the third part of this is just really unnecessary. Yeah, that's the word. They seem to have like some sort of clay or something in here, and then there's this like weird tip right here, another tip that kind of just looks like a sponge or something. When you close this, I guess it gathers some pigment from the bottom in a little well on this side, and you're just supposed to use this to fill in your brows, which doesn't make that much sense to me. A, because the tip is like humongous, and I mean, unless you have like super huge brows, what are you gonna do with that? Like, how is it gonna fit in there, and how is it not gonna like mess up the rest of your brows? And 2, because you can just use a pencil like any other person that has ever done their brows with a pencil before. Why do I need this extra thing that no one's ever seen before? It just doesn't make any sense. Obviously, that's not my favorite thing. I bring it around with me because I paid like, I think I paid like $13 for it, but at the end of the day, I guess I'd rather spend the extra $7 to buy the Anastasia Brow Wiz or whatever. And I'm pretty sure the other one, just because it's not a 3-in-1, I'm pretty sure the other one was cheaper and it was just exactly what I wanted. I just wish that it was available everywhere and that everyone didn't wear espresso. That's all. First world problems. I'm being a baby. but still. So guys, that's it for my May faves and fails. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget that I upload every single week, but if that isn't enough for you, you can totally follow me on all of my social media, which is listed in the down bar below. I post more often there, and you'll get more updates from me there. I will see you next week.